Hi there, it's real estate coach Josh Fegan and welcome to this week's coaching tip. Today we want to talk to you about something we call principles. Ray Dalio has just written an incredible book, Principles, and in it he talks really specifically about how important it is to have some basic rules that set you up for success, not only in work but also in life. And I was looking at this and I was thinking about what actually leads to success for a great real estate agent. Here are some principles that allow you to actually sell a home. Number one, make sure that you've got vendor paid marketing. Because if you've got vendor paid marketing, the owner is more interested in selling their property than you are in having to sell that property. And that's an important element. Number two, make sure that you speak to your vendor every single business day. Now the reason why that's critically important is that it's everything that you do when things are quiet that makes all the difference when things get busy. What I would get you to think about is that simple, short, early conversations actually lead to success. So if there's a new listing, if there's been a sale, if there's a buyer who's interested, if there's some buyer inquiry, if a buyer's bought another home who's been through their property, these are all great communication pieces. Number three, weekly written vendor reports that clearly spell out what the next actions are with specific recommendations. And that's an important part around what it is that we do as agents, actually telling our clients exactly what they need to do in order to be sold. Number four is an interesting one. This is actually making sure that every property that's on the market receives an offer by the time we get to day 10. Now the reason why that's critically important is if we're getting offers on the property, then we're actually leading to the outcome. And from the consumer's perspective, you're actually getting the job done. And so that's the important element. So let's say that you took those 4 principles. Every single time you don't follow those principles, I bet you that you have problems in that sales campaign. When the vendor doesn't pay for the marketing, when you're in a position that you don't get an offer by day 10, when you don't speak to your vendors daily, you don't send through that weekly written vendor report, that's when things potentially go off the rails. Now, if those basic principles sit there, then what are the other basic principles that are going to really set you up for success? So I'm a classic one for that if I want to get up early, I need to go to bed early. If I want to be in a position that I want to be performing at my absolute best, then I need to be managing my energy. That's diet, exercise, sleep. But also too, being really clear about what it is that I want and what it is that I don't want. I know also too that having an environment that feels like it's successful is really critically important if I want my thinking to be at that level as well. So what I want you to consider is that what are the principles that actually lead you to success? Here are some great principles around prospecting. Every single day you do your 45-minute call session. Every single day we don't go home until we book 3 appointments. Every single day, we aim to be making sure that we're in front of those consumers who can actually make decisions in our favor. Great energy is the only type of energy to have. So if you're moody, a bit over it, a bit done with it, and a little bit negative, it's time to get a tune-up pretty quickly. So if you can get these principles in play, it will lead you to success. What I know is that one of the most important principles of all time is to make sure that you smile, because you are ultimately understanding that you are there to serve the customer and no one wants to deal with anyone who's negative, over it, and a bit done with it. Get the principles set up and you'll hit success. So any area in your life where you're not getting what it is that you want, it comes down to 2 very simple things. It's either a system or it's a person. Stay focused on building the systems and building the person. Your business is your machine. And ultimately what you need to do is to tune that machine to ensure that you get the results that you deserve. I really hope that you've enjoyed this week's coaching tip and I look forward to seeing you next week.